In the shadows of power and intrigue, one man's reign holds the world in suspense. Vladimir Putin, revered by some, feared by others. But what lies beneath the surface? Is he a cunning predator or a mere mortal bound by human flaws? In the wilds of geopolitics, Putin emerges as the alpha predator, navigating the treacherous landscape with ruthless efficiency. His tactics mirror those of nature's most formidable creatures, as he asserts his dominance and expands his territory. It would be wrong to claim that Russia's sole tactical tools are coercive in nature. While these exist, the Kremlin has also shown itself adept at the use of traditional diplomatic tools and in combining these with trade and investments. Like all states, Russia uses diplomacy to attain its goals. Indeed, Russia possesses a significant advantage over every other post-Soviet state in this regard. In the realm of diplomacy, Putin employs strategies akin to territorial marking, ensuring that Russia's presence is felt across the global landscape. Much like a dominant animal scent marking its territory, Moscow has maintained a network of well-staffed embassies inherited from the Soviet era, giving it a formidable advantage over its post-Soviet counterparts. While other nations labor to establish diplomatic footholds, Russia's long-standing presence allows Putin to exert influence with ease. Moreover, Putin's diplomatic engagements with post-Soviet states resemble strategic hunting techniques. He and his foreign minister, Sergei Lavrov, embark on regular visits, akin to a pack of predators descending upon their prey. These visits, accompanied by large delegations, serve not only to build personal relationships, but also to apply direct pressure on regional leaders. In contrast, Western engagement in the region often remains at arm's length, with high-level visits a rarity. This stark contrast in approach has left many regional leaders vulnerable to Putin's advances, much like isolated prey facing a coordinated predator onslaught. Putin's diplomatic maneuvers extend beyond mere presence and pressure. Like a skilled hunter stalking its prey, Russia undermines the cohesiveness of organizations such as the OSCE and Council of Europe. By weakening their effectiveness through internal discord, Putin ensures that these institutions pose little threat to his ambitions. Boris Nemtsov's assassination, mere footsteps from the Kremlin, echoes the silent pounce of a predator catching its quarry unawares. Nemtsov's vocal opposition to Russian intervention in Ukraine made him a prime target, akin to a vocal prey drawing attention to itself in the wild. Similarly, the poisoning of Alexander Litvinenko in a London hotel bar mirrors the calculated ambush of a predator lying in wait for its victim. Litvinenko's defiance of the Russian government's ties to organized crime painted a target on his back, akin to a prey challenging the alpha of the pack. Alexei Navalny's repeated imprisonments, on what many view as politically motivated charges, illustrate Putin's strategy of intimidation and control, reminiscent of a dominant animal exerting its dominance over challengers within its territory. Navalny's political ambitions, culminating in his strong showing in the Moscow mayoral race, threaten Putin's grip on power, much like a rival predator encroaching on established territory. Putin's manipulation of elections through managed democracy parallels the territorial marking of a dominant animal, ensuring his continued dominance over the political landscape. By restricting opposition parties like Navalny's Progress Party and Nemtsov's Parnas, Putin maintains a stranglehold on power, akin to a predator marking its territory to ward off competitors. Furthermore, Putin's involvement in Syria and the hybrid warfare campaign against Western democracies demonstrate a predator expanding its territory and asserting dominance on a global scale. Like a territorial animal expanding its hunting grounds, Putin's actions blur the lines between cyber warfare and cyber crime, striking at the heart of Western institutions, much like a predator encroaching on rival territories. The violation of NATO airspace by Russian fighter jets and the cyber attacks on the Ukrainian power grid resemble strategic hunting techniques, with Putin orchestrating calculated strikes to weaken adversaries and assert Russian dominance. These actions, akin to a predator stalking its prey, underscore Putin's relentless pursuit of power and influence on the world stage. Beneath the facade of strength lies a figure of intriguing complexity and mystery. Vladimir Putin, the enigmatic leader, possesses a talent for masking his true intentions behind a veil of civility. Vladimir Rumyantsev lived a solitary existence in the city of Vologda, working as a furnace stoker at a wood processing plant. With no family besides an estranged brother, the 63-year-old found solace in his hobbies. To occupy his time, Rumyantsev purchased radio transmitters online and began broadcasting audiobooks, radio plays, and critical content from journalists on social media who opposed the Kremlin's policies, particularly regarding the war in Ukraine. Despite his efforts, Rumyantsev had no intention of reaching a wider radio audience. Rather, he simply listened to his broadcast through headphones in the comfort of his own apartment. In a letter shared by Russia's leading human rights organization, OVD Info, Rumyantsev explained that his interest in tinkering with radios dated back to Soviet times. Frustrated by the increasingly propagandistic tone of state TV, he saw self-broadcasting as a technological alternative. For him, radio offered a broader reach within his apartment compared to Bluetooth speakers. In the realm of his personal life, Putin remains notoriously secretive, guarding his family affairs with utmost privacy. While it is known that he has 2 daughters, he rarely speaks about them, and speculation suggests there may be additional children kept out of the public eye. Reports of his daughters' marriages only surface years after the events, underscoring the level of secrecy surrounding Putin's personal relationships. However, as international pressure mounts amid Russia's actions in Ukraine, glimpses into Putin's personal circle have emerged. When the family relocated to Moscow in 1996, Putin's daughters attended a German language school. However, their education was disrupted when Putin assumed the role of acting president, leading to their withdrawal from school and home-based instruction provided by teachers. Reflecting on Putin's role as a father, his ex-wife Lyudmila remarked in an unspecified statement on Putin's government website that not all fathers exhibit the same level of affection toward their children. Lyudmila described Putin as indulgent toward his daughters, leaving her with the responsibility of enforcing discipline. Despite their admiration for their father and pride in his accomplishments, Putin's daughters reportedly had limited interaction with him as his political career ascended, according to one of his early biographers, Natalia Gevorkyan. The family became increasingly isolated and surrounded by security measures after Putin assumed the position of prime minister for the first time. Gevorkyan also shed light on the dynamic between Putin and his wife, suggesting that their marriage may have lacked genuine affection. Lyudmila was described as unhappy, with Putin showing little physical affection towards her. Gevorkyan indicated that while Lyudmila held respect towards her husband, there were indications that the love within their marriage may have been one-sided. One daughter from his first marriage, Katerina Tikhanova, has been thrust into the public eye, taking on a significant role in managing import substitutions amidst the country's struggles with sanctions. Meanwhile, just prior to the anniversary of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, attention turned to Alina Kabayeva, rumored to be Putin's girlfriend. Her public praise for the state's war correspondents, likening their effectiveness to that of a Kalashnikov, adds another layer of intrigue to Putin's personal connections. In these rare glimpses into Putin's personal life, we catch a glimpse of the man behind the political mask, a figure shrouded in secrecy, yet occasionally revealing moments of humanity amidst the geopolitical tumult. Yet, for all his prowess, Putin's reign is not without consequences. Behind closed doors, lives are shattered, freedom suppressed, and dissent silenced. As President Vladimir Putin's 24-year tenure appears poised for extension through the upcoming presidential election, Russia's landscape has undergone a profound shift. What once tolerated dissent now ruthlessly suppresses it, echoing echoes of the Soviet era. Television, rather than the internet, remains the primary source of news, with the Kremlin's narrative permeating every channel, every program, 24/7. From morning broadcasts setting the agenda to daytime programming glorifying military endeavors, the media serves as an unyielding propaganda machine. On Channel 1, the nation's oldest and most influential channel, a typical morning unfolds with a relentless focus on Russia's special military operation in Ukraine. War is sold and humanized through recurring characters categorized into us and them. Putin's soldiers, depicted as noble heroes, contrast starkly with the demonization of Ukrainians as Nazis and terrorists. Yet, amidst the glorification of military conquests, glimpses of ordinary life reveal a stark reality. In talk shows exploring citizens in complicated situations or socio-political programs, stories of murder, extra-legal exploits, and societal decay permeate the airwaves, leaving viewers with a sense of foreboding and unease. In this hostile universe, even superstitions are weaponized to instill fear. Political talk shows propagate conspiracy theories, painting Ukrainian President Zelensky as cursed, with leaders meeting political or physical misfortune upon crossing his path. This relentless fear-mongering marks a departure from Soviet-era constraints, as superstitions of all stripes are conscripted to serve the ideological agenda. The television narrative paints a picture of impending doom, urging viewers to prepare for a final showdown between good and evil. In Putin's Russia, the consequences of power are far-reaching, plunging ordinary citizens into a world of uncertainty, oppression, and manipulation. This strategic control over media extended beyond Russia's borders, especially within the former Soviet states, where Russian television wields significant influence. By meticulously crafting Putin's image as a modern, resolute leader, Russian media disseminated a narrative that aligned with Kremlin objectives. Consequently, many societies within the Eurasian region came to adopt a pro-Russian perspective on global affairs, including beliefs in Western conspiracy theories and justifications for controversial actions such as the annexation of Crimea. However, the efficacy of Russian media varies across different countries. While it holds significant sway in nations with limited local language programming, its impact is diminished in regions where native language television prevails, as seen in Azerbaijan and Georgia. An illustrative example of the political ramifications of Russian media influence occurred during the ousting of Kyrgyz President Bakiyev in 2010. Putin's government orchestrated a punitive campaign against Bakiyev, utilizing confrontational rhetoric aired on Russian television, which ultimately contributed to Bakiyev's removal from power. To expand its global reach, particularly beyond the post-Soviet space, the Kremlin invested heavily in platforms like Russia Today, or RT. RT, characterized by sophisticated programming and Western journalists, presents a distinctly Russian perspective on world events while also amplifying fringe Western conspiracy theories. Despite facing scrutiny, RT continues to expand into new markets, including Germany, signaling its enduring role in shaping international narratives. Delving into the complexities of Putin's persona unveils a tapestry woven with both calculated political maneuvers and glimpses of human emotion. His actions, driven by strategic calculation and a desire for dominance, paint a portrait of a leader shaped by the tumultuous currents of geopolitical power plays. Yet, amidst the facade of political machinations, hints of empathy and rationality emerge, hinting at a deeper humanity beneath the surface. Instances of familial affection and expressions of concern for his country suggest a nuanced understanding of human connection and responsibility. Ultimately, the truth may lie in the delicate balance between the forces that shape Putin's persona. While his environment undoubtedly exerts a profound influence, the essence of his humanity, with its capacity for empathy and reason, remains a tantalizing enigma, inviting speculation and reflection. In the end, the answer remains elusive. Perhaps, in the ever-shifting landscape of power and perception, the distinction between animal and human is not so clear-cut after all. So, what do you think lies at the core of Putin's identity? Is he merely a product of his environment, driven by instinct and ambition? Or does he possess the capacity for empathy and reason, like any other human being? Share your perspective in the comments below. If you found this exploration thought-provoking, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content. Your support helps us continue to delve into complex topics like these.